Hi, Carl. Can you hear me?
Let's just check I can hear you.
I can hear you nice and clear there, Kyle.
Yeah, good. I can hear you too. Great. Nice to meet you. You okay?
Nice to meet you too. Yeah, wonderful. How's your day been?
Yeah, good, good. Bit of English, bit of maths, so bit of PPA now, so I can calm down for a little bit.
Good stuff. Right, we're gonna zoom through this. I am recording it, so you can have the recording if you need to, and just recap on anything. There is quite a lot, so I'm pretty conscious that there is quite a lot of information. But at any time, even when you're running the program, just just drop me an email, and we'll get onto it and help you out wherever we can.
Yeah,
Um,
sounds good.
have you had a chance to go on the website and have a look at what the program's about or anything?
I did have a quick look, yeah, but and we've made our own little sort of breakdown of it based off the different units and things like that. But I haven't seen any detail of the units yet or anything
Okay,
like that.
wonderful. Yeah, no problem. I mean, to be honest, you probably only get that real detail when you actually logged in. So let's
Yeah, so I
show
thought,
you.
yeah.
I'll show you my screen, and then you can basically. Did you manage to create a login? Did you get an email from us saying
No, I
you
didn't get an email about making a login. No, I thought it sounded like on the email you on this call we would make it, but I didn't get anything.
okay?
I can
Yeah,
double check.
it should have pinged you an email with an
So look.
invitation to come and join. I don't know if you've got that. I mean, if not, we can resend it anyway. It's no big deal. But what I was thinking is if you've got it and you can log in, then
Yeah. What's it?
kind of,
Who would it come from? What's the
it'll be from
sort of email?
info@younglleadersacademy.co.uk.
Right, I'll just type in young ladies. See what comes up. Right. Now,
Nothing there.
there's. I think you said. Did you send them a spreadsheet or did Haley send you the spreadsheet with the names on or something?
Yeah, yeah. So all the kids have all got the logins sorted, but I'll share that spreadsheet with you anyway, so you can you've got all the
No,
passwords.
I've
Have
not. I've not got a.
you not got one
I've
there
not
now?
anything else.
Right, let me just make a
No.
note, and then rather than doing it now, I'll ping you an email, and then you'll have that, and then you'll be sorted, ready to go. And everything that I'm doing on screen here, you'll have access to all of that as well. So
Cool. Yeah, sounds good.
email login to child. Right. Okay. So kind of like sports wise, are you like PE teacher, or have you got PE teaching experience, or you kind of just chucked in at the deep end?
Well, I do the teaching PE for two of the year five classes, but I don't. I'm not the subject leader of it. Um, but yeah, I've taught it, so it's not too unfamiliar. Hopefully.
All right, that's good. Yeah, I mean, it just, I mean, obviously, there's a lot of kind of crossovers with the PE and the sports leadership as well. But just as you come onto the main website, you'll come into this login button, click on there. You'll have your little login screen as you would do normally, and then, I mean, I've saved all my passwords. I probably shouldn't do this, but and then click
I
login,
do.
and then you're in straight then to the dashboard, I suppose. But this is kind of like your account now. So these two
Mm-hmm.
buttons at the top are the main ones that you'll be concerned with. The kids will all come in like this. They won't get that dashboard, but you
Yeah.
will have both of these here. So the account, so this is
Mm-hmm.
probably a good one to start with, because this is what the kids will see, and this is what you'll kind of like guide them through. This
Yeah.
top part here, they'll have absolutely nothing here at the minute because they've not earned any points. They won't have any badges.
Mm-hmm.
So this is basically like a little bit of gamification in the system. So they can earn badges for every module that they complete. They'll get a badge. They can earn points for uploading assignments, and you can actually give them extra points if you think they've done some, amazing work. You say, right, okay, brilliant, that was really fantastic. We can give you some, extra points. So just a great bit of encouragement. And then they can swap those points for ranks. I'm on assistant manager at the minute. And then these are all the badges that have achieved so far. Now on this one, this is kind of like the first time that anyone, including yourself and the kids, will log in. They will come and access this course. If you see this big yellow button at the bottom where it says resume, once I've logged in, then I'll get this button, and then that will allow me to go wherever I've left off. So it's just an easier way of accessing the system. However, for the first time, you'll scroll down, and then here on the left-hand side, you'll have this little profile here. It'll tell you how many courses you got, how many you completed, how many certificates you got. And obviously at the minute, that'll just be one course, 0, for everybody at the minute. It'll have a list of the courses, but you guys are just on reach for the stars for the time being. And then this is kind of just gives you a little, this is how you link, that link will take you into the course. But just kind of whilst we're on this page, once you've done something on the system, like completed quizzes, you'll have a list of them here, and it'll give you the scores that you've got. And it also tell you, so say for example, the green ones that mean that I've passed that, they must, there's a high pass rate of like 90%, but they're quite simple quizzes, to be honest. Now on this one, it's like it's kind of grayed out, or it's black. So that means I didn't quite hit it. I've only got 75%. So what I can do on that, for example, is I can go onto that and every child can then see really, right, okay, which question did I mess up on? Where have I gone wrong? And then this system here, just kind of like if I view on that, it's telling me there that, right, okay, I clicked be happy, and that's not one that I need to kind of click. It should have been one of the others. So it's only given me 70%, 3 out of 4. So this is like a kind of a bit of a multiple choice question on that particular quiz. So it just gives you a little overview really of where you're kind of up to with the quizzes, because the quizzes will then, you've got to get a pass rate, and then you get on to the next part of the system. So it's done in a very modular way. I know that sounds a bit, well, what does that mean? But I'll show you, and then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So that's your account. All the kids will have access to that, and then it just gives them really an overview of where they're at. And this is the first screen that they'll see. So for the first time, you'll click on this link here, and it'll take you to.
What was that link? Sorry, I've lost a little mousey.
Oh, sorry. Let's just go back. So can you see that kind of like profile thing there on the left-hand side?
Yeah.
So basically on here, it'll say your courses, and then your course will be listed here. So you'll only have the one course. You won't have all these other ones there. You'll just have that one course. So you just click on it.
All right, yeah.
And then you're into the course. Actually, one thing, because this will be really important when the kids have kind of come to the completion bit, this little kind of icon here, that is where the kids, and in fact yourself as well, you'll get a different access, but this is where the kids can actually click on that, and this will give them their certificate once they're completed. So once they've done 100% of the course, it'll automatically issue them a digital certificate. Now this automatically populates. You don't have to do anything. It'll give them the name of the course, and it'll give them the completion date, and then everything else is kind of like a templated system. Yeah, so the signature and everything's already in there. So what you can do, and I think this is a really good idea that schools are doing, is they'll download all of these. They'll tell the kids, look, you can have your own print off if you want, but we're going to download them all. We're going to put them on a nice like bit of card. You might laminate them, whatever you want to do, and then you'll have maybe a celebration assembly where you hand them all out at the end. And it just kind of gives that nice kind of recognition loop for the other kids that are going to come on the cohort for your next cohort, and kids that might be thinking about coming onto it as well and thinking, oh yeah, I quite fancy doing that. So that's just kind of like, obviously at the end of the course you would issue all that. So let's just go into the course, click on the link. This will take you onto the kind of like main course page. As you scroll down here, this is going to give you like, these are all your modules now. So green ticks means they've been completed. So just for argument's sake, let's just click on the introduction, and we'll just go into the course proper. So just kind of like very simple layout as all courses. You've got all your modules down this left-hand side. And then whatever needs
Yeah.
to be kind of done is in this middle kind of big pane here. Introduction is pretty straightforward, really. You know, it's just kind of like a very basic introduction, how to use this course. You know, so once you've done it, once you've kind of done that module, it'll automatically allow you to move on to the next module. But I'll show you just in case. Sometimes you get, very rarely, you get a little glitch in the system where a child can't move on. So I'll show you in the back end how to do that a little bit later. So again, in this one, it's just very simple, just an overview, read through it, how it's kind of split up, modules, topics, quizzes, assignments. Assignments are quite important because anything that's got an assignment does need to be uploaded onto the system, and then you have to verify it, award the points, and then the kids can move on. So again, on this one, just click next module. That'll just automatically tick you off that you've done it. It's got phrases and, you know, common kind of use of commonly used words that might be a little bit different because it's sports. You know, you've obviously every kind of thing has its little you know, jargon, as it were. So on this one, it's got materials. Now, whenever you got anything at the top here where it's like, it'll say module materials, it might say assignments. This is where, you know, there's something extra in this course or something extra in this module. So this is the glossary. Just click that and it'll just be like a download PDF or Word document. This one's a Word document. Click that, and then can you still see that Word document there, Kyle?
No, it just says I can see materials and glossary, but on the web page I can't see a Word document.
Oh, okay, I think I probably have to reshare that. Let's have a look. Where is it? Yeah, can you see that there now, Kyle?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So again, it's just a download. So just gives all the terminology that be used through the videos and throughout the course. This is kind of like, you know, the kids can just reflect on that and just say, okay, right, yeah, I know what session plan means now. I know what session means and all the rest of it. Okay. Again, pretty straightforward, really, nothing too complex.
Yeah.
So if I just go back onto the screen share. So this is kind of like these first four little bits are just an introduction. You'll whiz through them, to be honest. Probably one of the important ones of this is the activities one, because in here there's some materials in here. This is going to be an important download for the kids. They've got a games handbook here. It's got about, I don't know, probably about 40 to 50 games in there. So I'm going to show you that actually, because that's quite an important one. Let me just see. Oops, wrong one. Let's just, can you see that, or do I need to reshare that?
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
See that games handbook, yeah. Okay, so it's split into throwing, catching, and, you know, just some of them are just very, very basic games like that, where they're just opposite, doing different types of passes. And then, you know, dribbling, bouncing. Then it goes into little games like this, Shark Attack. So just a bit more fun. So these are the kind of games that the kids will be then organizing in the playground. So once they've got the confidence to kind of get out there and kind of get the other kids, because obviously the sports leader program is about that, isn't it, really? It's encouraging the playground to be active. So, you know, they may then start organizing, they'll be organizing different games. So this is like their go-to handbook where they'll come back and just say, yeah, I like the sound of that game, let's do that one. And all the games are kind of pretty adaptable across throwing, catching, kicking, you know, whatever you might want to focus on. So you know, they're fun little games that I think, you know, the kids will enjoy playing as well. You know, I mean, these are kind of like tried and tested games. You got your kind of like, you know, staples like dodgeball, all the kids love that one. Then stuff like tidy your rooms, you know, so this could be connected with either kicking, throwing, catching, whatever you want to kind of focus on, or whatever the kids have got. Crossfire, I mean, like I say, there's 60 pages there, so probably at least about 50 games in there. So they shouldn't run out of stuff to do, to be honest. Which is one of the things that is a big complaint with them when they first start doing it without kind of any kind of guidance, is that they just get bored playing the same game and same activities, and everyone gets bored and they all fall out. And obviously, you know, this is, you know, the one of the feedback. So we developed this and thought, right, you know, this is going to be a great little handbook for them. These two here, the tidy rooms. Are you back on the course there now, Kyle?
Yeah. See that? What you're looking at? Yeah.
Okay, so the next two, the tidy rooms and the cops and robbers, they're just two example PDFs of like, the games that we've pulled out so the kids can just get like a little bit more of a kind of a in-depth view of how those games kind of work. So once they've done that first bit, like I say, they'll whiz through that. Then this understanding safety, planning and prep, teamwork, this goes now into the depth of the course proper, really. So
Yeah.
with all of these modules, you've got PowerPoint presentation. So you're never going to be kind of stuck of right, okay, what do we do with this module?
Good.
So
Yeah.
does that kind of like first bit make sense to you? Is that okay?
Yeah. So that first bit there, we'll do that first. Go
Yeah.
through all of that. The activities are just there for me, really, isn't it? If when we want to do some games on the side of these modules, is that right?
Yeah. I mean, the kids will have that handbook as well, so they can download it and save it if they want. Or you can just have like,
Yeah.
you have the central one and just they can all refer to it when they're on the, when they're doing the
Yeah.
course with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Sounds good.
it's sequential, so you can't kind of like jump down to planning and prep until you've done all the ones before it. So it doesn't I mean, the kids, what they'll do is they'll probably go on, log in, and then by the time you've come round to the next kind of session, they'll have done everything.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get a bit of that, which is fine, but
Oh
just
yeah.
kind of say,
I know
right,
what they're
look,
like.
we're gonna work together. We're gonna go
Yeah.
through it together. I know you've jumped ahead, but still we're gonna go through it together because it's important. I mean, it's nice that they kind of all
Yeah.
go together anyway. So and
No,
I know
I'm familiar with that style. That they do it in maths. They'll try and sneak off on the worksheet while you explain it. It's like, whoa, come on, just hang your fire. No, that's fine. Yeah, we'll do
yeah,
that. We'll do that together. The introduction. Yeah, that's good.
right, wonderful. Okay, so we'll just come out of this bit here now, and then we'll go into kind of like your kind of more admin side of things. So this dashboard part here. So we just click on the link to the dashboard, and then this just gives us kind of like an overview of the group management tool. In here, this is kind of like your kind of go-to area for any bits of kind of admin that you might want to do. So you can do progression reports, quiz reports. There's no essays actually in this one, but assignments there will be, and then total course reports. All that means
Mm.
is that, let's say, for example, now you want to benchmark where the kids are, and you can just say,
Yeah.
right, okay, well, you can just do like a general guesstimate and just say, look, this cohort, the kind of where they're at sports leadership, let's just put them at a 0. Everyone's at the start.
Mm.
So then, like middle of the program. So let's say, for example, 6 weeks in, because I think you're going to run it for 12 weeks, aren't you? Or thereabouts. Um,
Thereabouts. Yeah.
yeah, so let's say just say like you might have 3 points, you might have 2 points of like kind of assessment where you kind of say, right, okay, middle point. I know they've got probably through about halfway through the modules. Where are they at now? And then you might just kind of like look at their assignments report, look at the essays, sorry, the quiz reports, and you're going to get a good overview of where they're up to really. And for example, for senior leaders, when you're kind of like presenting this, at a meeting and just say, look, this is where they're up to now, this is where they've got to, and this is kind of like, where we feel they're heading towards. And it's just because there's some great modules in there that are like they are sports related, but they've got a broader kind of remit as well, like delivery and communication, analysis
Mm.
and reflection. At the end of it, the kids will be able to hopefully run a whole school event. So, like for example, one of the like this particular school that the picture we've got here is like a local school to me. So
Mm.
they ran a girls football tournament. So I mean, and the reason that came about was that some of the kids in the playground was, especially the boys, they were saying, "Ah, football's not for girls." So like this
Mm.
kind of rattled a couple of the girls, and they said, "Well, actually, no, it is, and we're gonna prove it." So they
Mm.
did something really positive. They organised. I mean, like the head teacher said, "Look, you can't have it just as a girls. You can have it as a mixed one." So we said, "Okay, fine." But they got from like something like an estimate of about 10% of girls playing football. It was a little bit less than that actually, to around about 80% at the end of that tournament now interested in playing football
Mm.
in the playground, which is amazing. They've gone from
Yeah.
like, little awareness to like, almost full awareness really of one of the sport, and that they could play it, and the boys were no longer dominating the kind of like the little mugger that they had with the football kind of activities going on. So it can do
Sounds
some
good.
wonderful turnarounds in your playground like that. So it's up to the kids really, it's whatever they want to do. So this group management,
Yeah.
let's just kind of get into it. Management, when we click on that link, now on here, you won't have access to this, but you won't have all of this kind of like stuff here. You'll just be your school, and in that school, in your kind of cohort, you'll have all of your kind of like, these are all your kids here now that have all kind of got the logins.
Yeah.
They're all actually, kind of on this course. You can see on the status here, not started, obviously. Now, all of these emails, these are just kind of like dud emails. They're not real emails, but the kids will need these for the logins. They'll put in the username
Yeah.
element, they'll put their email, and then at the minute, their passwords are just a surname. Now, I'll
Right.
send you the spreadsheet anyway, so you'll have it. You'll have it also, just in case anyone forgets it. So they're
Yeah.
dead easy, and we've made it easy because obviously a feedback again from schools is that any complex passwords and they're just losing them and they forget them and what have you. So hopefully they shouldn't
Oh,
forget
yeah.
the surname. I would hope not
Yeah.
anyway.
That is true. Yeah.
So from here, what can you do? So you got this little reports tab on here.
Yep.
This kind of like, getting into basically what I've showed you on that other page. Now this will kind of give you all the kind of I mean, obviously they've got nothing going on here, but it'll give you stuff like, for example, I tell you what, let's just get up some dummy data. I've just had a big clear out of all the data, so there's not much data left in here now. Let me just come on to St. Barnabas. There's a bit of dummy data in this one. So in here, if I wanted to go into report, for example, on assignments, so this is where you're going to kind of need to go in and mark the assignments, as it were. I mean, when I say mark, it's just kind of like looking at them and seeing. So I need to select my group. This should be auto-populated for you because you've only got control of the one group.
Yeah.
Best way to do it is just put all there, and then all your data will come here. So
Okay.
here, what can I do? So probably one of the most useful things is just a quick overview. If I click on that, it's going to give me the ability to kind of see, right, what's he done? This is the net. Sorry, I'll tell you what, let me just reverse a little bit there. So this is actually in relation to an event management assignment that this particular pupil has done. So it's been approved. So this is where you would actually come and do the approvals and what have you. So you click on view, and then in here it's going to give you can download that assignment. It's giving you just a quick overview. You've already approved it, and there's points are not enabled on this one. So for some reason there's no points awarded for that one. So let's just go on something that points are awarded so you can see that actually. I think this one. Let's have a look. Yeah. So on here, it's been approved. You've had a look at it. You thought you've given them, and it tells you like what's your maximum. So it's out of 100. So here, let's say for example, there's no points been awarded, but you say, what, that's a really good piece of work. I'm going to give them 100 points for that. This is where you can do it. Just click update, and then that'll update the points, and that'll go on to the child's account, and they'll see that they've got 100 points from you. Okay.
Yeah.
Another kind of a feature of here is that when you kind of want to actually see that, so let's say for example, if these are not approved, if you click on that planning and prep, you're actually going into this pupil's course here now. So on here you can see, right, have they signed it? Any comments that you've made? Because once you kind of like on this, there's a messaging system as well. So once they've kind of uploaded it, you can approve it, and you can just like, I've just put in there, this is a really good effort, Daisy, well done, keep up the good work. You can just put in a little bit of a comment just to kind of encourage them. Or adversely, if they've not done anything, you can message them, say, come on, you need to get that assignment done. Or you can say, look, that was a really good effort, but hang on, you just need to kind of like, do this bit or that bit, where if they've missed anything out. Okay. I hope I'm not loading your Carl. Is this all right for you?
Yeah, no, this is fine. I haven't seen where the assignments are, what they look like yet. So I'm just wondering what they look like, and I'm trying to think of what the, module wise, because it's for a full morning. So I'm just trying to think. When I have a look through it, I'll be able to sort of imagine. I'm sure there's an input part, and then maybe there's an activity and a writing part and an assignment part. So I'm not sure. Once I have a look through it, it'll all make a lot more sense. But what you're saying now is absolutely fine. It's
Right.
just one of the things you've got to get your teeth into and have a look through, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely have a play around with it. You're not going to break anything, so don't worry. Just click away and you know what I mean. Just have a play with it.
Yeah,
And like
no,
I say,
yeah.
any questions at any point, just come back to me. So let's just actually on that point, let's just see what
Hmm.
what kind of like. So for example, this planning and prep, this is the first
Yeah,
assignment. So on this one, you'll
yeah,
see this materials tab. So this
yeah.
is the kids will download one of these. That's the actual assignment. So if we click on that, it's just going to give you full instructions of what's expected of this assignment. So watch the video. You're going to use a session plan template to plan your very own
Mhm,
game and activity in the playground. So and then this just gives them some tips on kind of like what they want, what they're going to do. So obviously this is in relation to this session plan template. So this is what they're going to upload. So it's a blank template. They'll develop a
mhm,
warm-up, a skill, a game, and then whatever awards they're going to get. So if you've got like a sticker system or, like a point system in
mhm,
school, they can relate this to this, or they can completely have their own if they wanted to.
mhm,
So the way that I kind of like explain it in the video is that start with the
mhm,
end in mind. So whatever game they want to play. So let's just say, for example, it's going to be dodgeball. So I
mhm,
want my end game to be dodgeball. Right, let's work backwards. What skills are related to dodgeball? Throwing, catching, dodging. Right, okay. Can
mhm,
I develop or can I want to use one of my little games out of my handbook as a skills game that's going to kind of hit at least one or two of those points that I want the kids to kind of learn. So a skill that's related to the end game. And then
mhm,
work backwards again. What warm up can I do that's going to help the children that I'm kind of coaching learn that
mhm.
skill and be able to play the game better? So, my warm up is going to maybe involve some kind of like throwing, dodging, catching, you know,
Yeah.
and then you've got a wonderful, easy session plan that's going to be one organized and two dead effective in the playground. Kids are going to know
Mhm.
exactly what kind of equipment they need. They're going to know who'll be doing what, and they're going to know what's the end point and what they're trying to achieve. So, and the awards, I mean, like we had one on here where they were actually the child said one cupcake. So they so
Cupcake.
So they've taken the award system to a next level totally and awarded cupcakes for. I mean, I don't know how they managed that, but they awarded
Cupcakes.
cupcakes.
Oh, I love that.
I thought that was brilliant when I saw that on the system. But again, like this is once they've filled this in, the topic,
Hmm.
the warm up, the skill, and importantly, once they've done it, because it's like this element is just kind of like the planning, understanding how to get a session plan and how to kind of do it. And then once they've gone out and played it, this is what they're going to upload onto the system. So what they would do then is, so they've got that, you'd have to obviously to kind of like, it's a PDF, so they'd probably have to print it out, take a photo of it. So if they've got their iPads, take a photo of it on their iPad and then upload it onto
Yeah.
the system. So on here, on this bottom part here,
Mhm.
assignments. Now this one's already been uploaded. There'd actually be an upload button here, and you would kind of
Yeah.
upload just as a normal, just straightforward. Click upload, get it onto wherever you've got it saved on your iPad, and then hit the upload button, and there you
And
go.
does that let you upload pictures? That one, does it?
Yeah, yeah. So PDFs,
Oh, good.
JPEGs, PNGs, that's all fine.
Right. Yeah. Good. Yeah.
And that's basically then that assignment will come to you on your group management system, and then you can go in and
Hmm.
do the bits that we was kind of like just showing you the bit there before. The only thing
Yeah.
that you kind of like really need to do in terms of like I suppose assignment assessment is this part really, is when they've uploaded an assignment.
Yeah.
So Oh, my meeting's going to end in 10 minutes. Let's see if we can. If for example, it goes over the 40-minute mark, then we'll just log out and log back in. Let's just see. How long have you got, by the way, Kyle? I know you'll be
about 10 minutes actually, if that's all right.
Okay,
But
that's fine.
so I feel pretty good about it already, so don't feel like you need to push it on anymore. I feel it's been a good explanation of what's going on. I've got the gist of it now, just by what you've said so far.
Right.
Unless
Let me
there's anything
quickly show
crucial
you.
that you haven't said.
Yeah, I mean this group management tool is quite extensive. You can do some good stuff in there.
Yeah.
Let's go back in there. One of the things you can do is, like I was saying before, if there's like a little gremlin in the system, when you click on here and the child's done the module, this is where you can kind of push it along. So anything that you tick in here, that means it'll be automatically ticked on the child's system. So like if they've done something, you can and it's not, for some reason it's not come up, you'll be able to check it on here and say, right, okay, I know you've done that one. Click on that, and then they'll be able to move on to the next one.
That's great.
Back into this, your resources. So yours is obviously your courses reach for the star. So if you go on here, this is all your kind of like teacher resources here. You've got all the downloads. You've got a rubric here, and I think this is the great one here now to kind of for assessment. I mean, I think it'd be a little bit onerous to do this. Let me just open this up for you. Can you see that PDF there, Kyle?
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, if you did this for every student, it might be a little bit too much. But I think a great way of using this is if you split these boxes into 3, for example. Yeah, so you have like start of the term, mid-term, end of term. You can have a really, really good kind of like overview assessment. You can just stick a little percentage in there, right? At the start, okay, no session plan. We know that because they're right at the start. So you might just put 0 in there. Yeah. As they move through, then you're going to be able to say that, right, look, middle of the session, they're actually meeting now. So they're getting a session plan, but it's not quite complete or clear. Okay, that's fine. But you've got about 80% of your kids that know that now. And then by the end of it, you know that they've all got session plans well thought out, they're presenting them well, they're organized, and there's a logical flow to the sessions. You can give them all, again, a good percentage just as a group. And then it's a great thing, again, to go back to the SLT and just say, look, at the start, and all of these criteria, all these rubrics and criteria are there: use of voice, engagement, encouragement, use of equipment, fellow sports leaders, and just great leadership skills in there that you can say that, look, at the start we were at 0 or maybe 5 or 10%. Look, at the end of it, this is where the kids are now, which is pretty incredible. They're all hitting above, the rubric that we set out for them. Okay, and then like you've got PowerPoints. Each PowerPoint comes with a PDF, so you can just have a PDF there to refer to, and it's got like guidance notes with it. So let's just pull out one of these PDFs. So like the others are PowerPoints, so like Microsoft PowerPoint, which I presume you'll have. Well, it's exactly the same thing. It'll show the same module, same kind of images and what have you on your PowerPoint. So you can go through with a PowerPoint, and then you can have this as your reference. And just gives you like, these are the notes that you'd have on the bottom of anything in particular, and just some learning objectives. Show the picture, show of hands, safe or unsafe, and then ask them for reasons to support their answer. So they're spotting why, for example, that pitch is unsafe. So for example, it'll be a picture like that. Is that safe or unsafe? Obviously they're going to shout unsafe, and then say, well, why? What could happen there? And some of them, they're quite obvious, really. But again, it's just to give the kids, that kind of level of understanding that, okay, this is good, and I understand why my area that I'm playing in, or that I want the other kids to play in, is it safe? Now this one, again, a little bit more. I mean, obviously there's something going on there. So can the kids recognize it? Can they recognize if that equipment is safe to use or not? And it's just a very, very gentle introduction, because that's the first module. So, and there'll be a quiz that goes along with that they'll do on their online system. So you've got all your lesson plans here, Kyle. Probably one of the most extensive ones is the roles. When you get to this point, if you need any help with this at all, because probably this is the one where it's like a big chunk, really, because all the kids will be split up into different roles: media, manager, media leader, event leader, games leader, team leader, and equipment leader. 5 roles. You've got 20 kids, so you might have like,
4
4
groups
on
of
each
5.
role. Yeah, 4 on each role. So excuse me. So, they would have specific jobs to do within those roles, and they'll all be helping out, and they can all have a turn on each role, so so nobody misses out, basically.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And
When they do that, when you do that role, sorry, when you say they swap them, do they swap them all on that same lesson, or is that as you go throughout the rest of it?
I would give them a week on each role. Yeah. Yeah. So you got like
Yeah.
5 weeks, like, I mean, if you've got that time, because like the media role, for example, is they'll be taking photos and like writing reports, and there's stuff for them to upload onto the system. So it's quite intensive and quite involved. Event leader again, they're kind of like going into the assemblies, promoting the events, what's going to be happening in the playground this week, for example. Games leader is going to be responsible for all the session plans for that week. You know what I mean? So they're quite extensive. Team leader's job is to lead the team meetings, to make sure everybody knows what they're doing, what jobs they've got, and to kind of direct everybody. Equipment leader, they'll be supporting the games leader, so they'll be there getting all the equipment out, making sure everything's set up at playtime. So they're quite extensive roles. So it's nice if they all get to do, all of the roles if they can. So like if you're splitting them up into groups of 4, so if they've done media leader one week, maybe next week they swap with the event leaders and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
It's pretty chunky, to be honest, Kyle. It's like the most comprehensive sports leader award for primary ever. And I know that's a big statement. I know that's a big statement, but it's pretty comprehensive, and
It looks well organised. It looks sort of clear cut to follow. Once I get my head around the dashboard and all them settings, I'm sure it'll flow nice and easy.
Yeah,
yeah.
And we're here
I mean,
for
the
you.
games look really cool as well. So I want to, once I get into those lessons, I kind of want to do some games with them as well. Give them a taste of all those, 60 games there. Maybe do a couple of them in the morning, and then get into the thick of it, and then let them do the rest of it. So there's a bit of freedom there as well, isn't there, to sort of, make it your own a bit, but also stick to that, and you come out with a product at the end. So it does look really good. Looks really good. I'm excited by it. I think it'll work really well with them.
Wonderful. Sounds great. So yeah, I mean, like I say, we're here for you. So anytime you need any kind of like, help, anything, just give us a shout. Drop us an email. If you need to book anything again, like you need to kind of like, have a quick 15 minutes or 30 minutes about just discussing something, just booking a time on the calendar. And like I say, we're here to support you.
Sweet. And I'll just wait. I'll look out for that email today, because I say I can't see it.
I'll resend it. I'll do it now. As soon as I log off here now, I'll redo it, and I'll ping it to you straight away.
Yeah, bro. Right. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
You're welcome. Thanks very much for joining, Carl, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Yeah, great. Thanks. See you now. Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Cheers.